Just yesterday, we were talking about some of the more disturbing revelations coming out about Diddy. And since his arrest and all of these reports about Diddy, the next people in the crosshairs happen to be Jay-Z and Beyoncé. And I saw people posting about them saying everybody knows it's just a matter of time. They're next. And Jay-Z and Beyoncé have had a lot of allegations swirling around them in the past few days. I think there's a trend on TikTok now that is just attempting to expose Beyoncé for unimaginable crimes against humanity, but also more specific allegations are being made. Yesterday, Piers Morgan had a singer-songwriter named Jaguar Wright on his show.
Jaguar is a great name.
Yeah, it is a great name.
I do love it.
I had never heard of this woman, but apparently she's been in the music industry for decades now. She, at one point, was a backup vocalist for Jay-Z. She claims she's familiar with Diddy, and she was friends with a lot of these people who were involved, and she has inside information. And she's not afraid of getting sued for defamation, clearly.
No,
she's making allegations left and right.
Even while she was doing this, Piers Morgan was trying to
he was
stop
like,
her
listen,
from getting in trouble. It's like, they're not
we don't
here to
have
respond
anyone
to those
here
claims.
to respond to your claims. And she's like, I don't care. We're going anyway. So Jaguar Wright told Piers Morgan that Jay-Z is just as much of a monster as Diddy and his wife too, Beyoncé. So let's watch this clip and hear what she has to say.
Here we go.
Why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond.
Government name.
You have no choice.
Like when your mom is really mad at you and uses your whole name.
Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter.
I'll give her this. Most of the time when people do these types of interviews, they vague book around all of it and they don't name names. So, assuming that she's just not afraid of a lawsuit, right?
Well, I assume she's not afraid of a lawsuit because there is some credibility to what she's saying.
Let's
only time will tell.
This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
cruelty-free artistry.
Right. There's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music. And that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucien Grange.
CEO of Universal Music Group.
He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
Okay.
So they got into the Me Too movement, and Piers asked her after the Me Too movement, why didn't the music industry face the same scrutiny that the film industry did and a lot of other industries?
And a lot of people ask that question.
And her
right?
answer was, well, it's because Me Too was a giant scam.
And the other thing that we've talked about on this show many times before is like there was not just a reckoning behind the scenes in Me Too, though we've had many debates back and forth about how well that actually worked. You know, a lot of those monsters are never going to actually get caught. But it had long-term ramifications for the types of stories that were going to be told and the lengths in which feminism is taken in Hollywood. That never made it to the music industry.
Right.
Like the idea that we talk a lot about when you watch movies and women talk about how women's sexualization is shown on screen. And the idea is like, you can do a scene in a Hollywood movie as long as a woman is directing it, a woman can be sexual. Right. But if a man does it, there's inherent misogyny there. Because the thing we would always point out is like, why are these movies lecturing everyone or making people look ugly? But then when they go on red carpets, they're sexualizing themselves. It seemed incongruous at the time. But they have their own logic for that. It never even made it that far in the music industry. The lyrics, if anything, got more.
Yeah, and when Pierce made that comment about misogyny in rap lyrics in reference to Diddy and Jay-Z, I just thought that was BS because now, as we know, hundreds of accusers have come out who are male toward Diddy. But as for the allegations Jaguar Wright made against Beyoncé, Jaguar Wright has claimed in this interview that she knows 3 victims willing to testify against Jay-Z and Beyoncé, and she suggested foul play with Aaliyah's death in a plane crash.
That is,
okay?
Did she also do the same thing for Left Eye of TLC?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to get to all of
Holy
it. Don't
crap.
worry.
Okay.
She said, I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony on not only what Mr. Carter, Jay-Z, has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things. Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got put on that plane unconscious. So now there's a theory spreading like wildfire all over TikTok that Beyoncé played some kind of part in Aaliyah's untimely death in a plane crash. I have no idea what the evidence is to suggest that. Still don't.
It's just TikTok. You got your views coming in.
But yeah, this TikTok I saw got 6.8 million views when it was reposted to X. A video from back in the day where Beyonce is interviewing Aaliyah on a red carpet.
And you pointed out how all the artists seem to have to thank Beyonce when they win awards.
Yeah, when all of these other female artists go up to accept a Grammy or whatever
Even
it
Kanye
is.
had to interrupt Taylor Swift to do it.
They have to dutifully thank Beyonce, and she stares at them intently while they do so. And it just seems like they owe her something. Maybe she has something over their heads. I don't know. But since these rumors came about, it started trending on X throughout last week and this week, #SheKnows, referring to Beyonce. And now the allegations have gone so far as to accuse Beyonce of kidnapping Sia.
Oh, let's. That's a huge thing to just drop. We should.
Well,
point this out.
there's more.
Yeah.
Okay, kidnapping Sia, possibly killing Sia, possibly killing Aaliyah,
And replacing
possibly
Sia with a clone?
Yes, and replacing Sia with a clone.
She's still around.
Yes. Killing Michael Jackson, killing Left Eye, causing 9/11, sinking the Titanic, shooting Trump. There's more. Assassinating Marie Antoinette.
How old was she when she did 9/11?
Killing Tito Jackson.
But I think that
Tupac. Amy Winehouse. There's more.
Okay.
Causing 9/11, killing Princess Diana, causing Ocean Gate to implode.
She just hates subs. She's like, fuck subs.
It just kept getting crazier and crazier. And apparently, according to all of these people, Beyonce and Jay-Z are the ones pulling all the strings.
Maybe 9/11 was why Destiny's Child broke up.
Maybe.
Maybe that's why.
They're all saying the truth will come out very soon. Beyonce has been butchering people for decades.
See,
Hashtag she knows.
Here is the smart thing you do if you're Beyonce, though. If you're guilty of just one of those, you then leak the conspiracies about the rest of them to make it all sound ridiculous.
So hashtag she knows trends after Beyonce is implicated in alleged crimes and Hollywood murders alongside her husband Jay-Z in a series of viral conspiracy threads and videos spreading across social media.
What I need you to do, I need you to explain to everyone the Sia kidnapping and cloning thing, because it's the most ridiculous out of all of them. More so even than 9/11 and Princess Diana.
So this screenshot of a tweet from Sia back in 2016 started getting spread around. I wasn't aware of this, but apparently it was a fake tweet.
Shocking.
And in this tweet, Sia typed out, "Baby, everything your own nice cat eats. Kangaroo is dead and nowhere and purple penguins every day. My egg." And she capitalized the first letters to spell out Beyonce kidnapped me.
Oh,
and in
don't
another
forget.
tweet, she tweeted out, "Hope everyone likes pancakes," spelling out help. So the rumor was that Beyonce kidnapped Sia, kept her in a basement somewhere, and then eventually, as you know, Sia did a face reveal. She had been hiding her face with a wig for many years, and that was the clone.
Did she do Marshmallow too? Is that why he did that?
I'm sure. Yeah. He's every.
No,
it's all getting exposed.
Oh, you know what it is? She did Dream too. That's why Dream did a face reveal.
It's all getting exposed. They're all going to face accountability for their crimes.
What I find the funniest out of all of this is that of all the people, Beyonce.
Sia.
No, of all the people, Beyonce. Of all the people
Beyonce?
to be accused of all the stuff.
Okay. I don't think that it's outlandish to claim Beyonce at least knew of the criminality that Diddy was engaging in.
No, I'm talking about the rest of it. I'm saying, like, pick a more, like, palatable, like, realistic person to be the person responsible for both 9/11 and Princess Diana dying. Like, if
she was operating on the astral plane outside of time.
Before, because she would have been how old in 1997? She's like my age.
She killed Tupac when she was 14, according to TikTok.
You know what it was? I think she did it to Princess Diana because she probably had her parents invest in Beanie Babies and had those and she wanted to have the Princess Diana Beanie Babies made. Big payday for the family. Her dad is a record executive, so
The conspiracy theories surrounding Beyonce's influence and position in the music industry suggested that she may have been involved in Diddy's criminal activities. Moreover, these theories propped up several wild, unsubstantiated claims alleging that Beyonce's role in Michael Jackson and Aaliyah's demises. This is especially true in the case of the song She Knows by J. Cole, a reference to Beyonce's last name, Knowles, and the lyric, "Only bad thing about a star is they burn up." People interpret both the song title and lyrics as Beyonce's alleged involvement in the aforementioned crimes.
Here's the insidious part of the more outlandish claims. The more outlandish claims become popular, the more it takes the eye off the ball on the very, very realistic sounding claims of impropriety in the music industry. And her close proximity to both Jay-Z and Diddy and all of these people who are very, very much under scrutiny right now for possibly doing really, really awful things. But then nobody remembers it. It's like what you were talking about with Frozen and the ability to manipulate SEO.
There is a lot of bot manipulation happening right now.
Correct.
You should be aware of that. And we've talked about this before in the context of Disney's. There's a very popular, possibly the most popular Disney conspiracy theory that Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen beneath the park, or maybe just his head was frozen.
A lot of it is just his head along there with Ted Williams, the baseball player.
And the theory goes that Disney released Frozen in order to manipulate search engine results so that people could not find relevant search results about Walt Disney's head being frozen.
Honestly, perfect. And you know what? We have a more recent...
The same thing happened with Beyonce, though, because last year a show came out called Swarm that was essentially based on the idea of a crazed Beyonce stan becoming a serial killer. Now, as I was researching today and Googling Beyonce serial killer, what came up was all results about that show on HBO Max.
We have even posited the same thing could be true. Like, look, there was a bunch of stuff just like a month ago about Mr. Beast and Chris Tyson. Guess what? That's all gone now because all people are talking about is impropriety at Beast games.
Oh, here's another example.
You actually hide a bad scandal with a scandal that's bigger and pushed by the outlets. You actually feed the mainstream outlets the one about the more palatable scandal. All it's going to do if you tell people that people were treated poorly at your game show is make people want to watch it. That's way different than the allegations regarding Chris Tyson.
Yeah, they have very sophisticated methods.
Yes.
And another recent example was a few days on Twitter last month, people were speculating that Joe Biden was being hidden from the public eye, either because he was deathly ill or he had already passed away.
Yeah.
And at the same time, interestingly enough, there was a Jimmy Carter death hoax, a bunch of fake reports that Jimmy Carter had passed away. So when you searched president death hoax, all that came up was results about Jimmy Carter, not Joe Biden.
Yep.
This is definitely a repeated tactic that we've seen in the media over and over again. And I wouldn't discount the idea that it's happening right now in regard to Beyonce, Jay-Z, Diddy, any of these people who are in the crosshairs.
I mean, you see those pictures of Jimmy Carter the other day, like out in public looking basically
It was
dead.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
It was giving Weekend at Bernie's. I'm seeing more tweets. Beyonce killed Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, left eye, caused 9/11, sunk the Titanic, shot Trump, snuck an extra suitcase onto Aaliyah's plane, a demon, a murderer, and a mastermind.
She didn't pay her baggage fees? Holy shit.
Beyonce, after killing Tupac at age 14 and then killing everyone else, including Princess Diana, while Kanye tries to save them, she knows. Hashtag she knows, guys. Now,
honestly, they need to make a movie about this person.
On a more serious note, recently Kesha spoke about her plan to expose the music industry, which is never going to happen.
I can absolutely applaud the complete lack of, like, reality.
This complete lack of self-awareness and realism. So Kesha recently revealed that she has a 10-year plan to upend the music industry. The music industry should be effing terrified of me because I'm about to make some major moves and shift this shit. I really want to dismantle it piece by piece and shine light into every corner. I hope my legacy is making sure it never happens to anybody ever again. And what she's referring to is her allegations against Dr. Luke of sexual abuse from around, a decade ago. And she's saying, I'm going to upend the music industry so nobody else ever gets abused again.
Well, look, I'm but a humble podcaster, but I can tell you this, that if your goal is to take down an industry as massive and as unyielding as the music industry, your first step would probably be not telling everyone about it. That would be my guess. Would be to,
really takes the wind out of your sails,
would have
doesn't
been
it?
To keep it to yourself.
Yeah, frankly, that's delusional.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.